Now in the previous video we watched the in previous video we learned same period last year. Here we are going to see parallel period, right? So what exactly happens in the parallel period? So in parallel period, let's say if you here it gives you the flexibility to choose the interval in terms of year, month, etc. Right? Let me directly show you with the help of an example instead of giving the lecture. So before I start, let me quickly show you that what all my data has. So here is my main data which I have, and here is the another table which I have created, that is for calendar. So whenever we are working with the time intelligence function, it's always recommendable that you have a separate table created for calendar, right? And then let's have a relationship created between both of these two tables on the date columns, right? It actually helps. So let me take you to the table view directly, and over here what you see is my sample data. In sample data, what you can see over here is these are the values, right? Date, city, product line, total bill, etc. Now in the calendar, the main important column is date, and rest of the things are just extraction from this particular column, which I usually do for the convenience of my creation. Okay, rather I can say. All right, coming back over here, let's understand what exactly that parallel period does. Okay, if you're someone who have not seen my previous video, which is same period last year, then go ahead and watch that and come back over here. If you don't want to watch that, still it is fine, just continue with this, you will understand it for sure. Okay, now coming back to this part over here, now I'm quickly going to create a matrix from here. All right, so now when I create the matrix, what exactly that I want to see over here is the sum of total amount by the date intervals. Okay, so over here I have total bill. I'll quickly go ahead and create a measure first, and if you're following my videos, I assume by now you would have understood it well how to create columns and measures. So over here I'm just going to say total amount, and over here, oops, sorry for the spelling mistake, amount, and then over here I'm just going to say sum, and into that I will take sales, and from here this is the column. All right, we're done. Now the next thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to put date column in this matrix, and by that I will see. So where do I choose the date column? So I prefer to take it from the calendar column, calendar table, and this hierarchy part I will just choose, and here is what I see. Okay, you see over here the dates. Now the next thing which I require to take is this total amount which I just created, and now here we go. So now if you want to expand this or drill through, so you can just click this button, it will start showing you the total amount by quarter. Further, if you click that, it will start showing you by month, and if you click it again, then it's gonna show you by date. All right, so to keep it simple, I'm just going to go back to the year label over here, and now you have it over here. Now consider if I have this much of the total amount in 2023 and I want to compare it with 2022. So here you have just 3 rows. If you have, let's say, 20-30 years of data, it will be difficult to scroll up and scroll down and check it out. Okay, or maybe if I want to compare it with 2 years back side by side. Okay, so how would you do that? So for that purpose, what we can do is we can create another measure. Let's create another measure, and over here I'm just going to click new measure over here, and as soon as we do that, just right over here we are going to get a new measure thing, and here let me just name it parallel amount. Okay, parallel amount. And over here, so parallel period function is something that is time intelligence, and to use that it's important that you use that in combination with other function like calculate. Okay, so here is what I'm going to use, and first expression which I need to give is maybe for the aggregation. So aggregation is already done in total amount, so I'm just going to choose that only. So sales and total amount, comma, then I need to say parallel period. Now I just want you to pay attention on this pop-up. Okay, so what it says, first it says to provide the date, and date, you remember, we are using from the calendar table. Okay, now the next thing, this you should not forget to do. Okay, then it says number of interval, means how many years of back data you want to pull for the comparison purpose, or how many data from afterwards years you want to pull to compare it. Okay, so if you want to go backward, then you need to use minus. Let's say for my previous 1 year, I want to compare it with the previous 1 year, so I gotta say -1. If you want to go last 2 year or maybe previous 2 year, then you're gonna say -2. If you want to go afterward, then you're gonna say 1 or maybe 2, the positive number. I just hope that it is simple. Now the time to provide the interval. So here our problem statement is to first do the comparison on year, so I'm going to choose year over here. All right, and just close the bracket. Okay, and as soon as you do that, you can get a function just right over here. All right, so here is what I got. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this column and put it over here. Now as soon as you do this, what do you see over here? So this is 2023, which is your current year, and for current year total amount is 90 lakh. Okay, what was the previous year total amount? So previous year was this, and if you notice, this amount is exactly what you have over here. All right, then again come back to this 2022. For 2022, this becomes your current amount, and what is the previous year amount? This, that comes over here. Now you might be noticing a blank over here. Why is that so? Because we don't have anything before 2021, right? So that's why you have blank over here. I just hope that it is very, very simple for you to understand. In case of doubt, put that into the comment section. All right, now before I close this, I want you to dive a little deeper into this. Now let's just expand it or drill through it. Now this is drilled to the quarter level. Let's have a look at the current quarter. This is the current quarter. Let's consider, or maybe let me just focus on this one. Okay, quarter 4. It says 25 lakh 87,000, etc. But what we hang on, what we see over here is 1 crore 18 lakh, while the previous quarter amount is this, and it is showing 1 crore 18 lakh. Why is that so? So if you notice, this 1 crore 18 lakh is the total sum of 2021. So what do we conclude over here? Because here we have created this measure with the interval of year. So no matter at what level you are seeing, it will always show you the total of previous year. At whatever interval you are seeing the current year, it will always show the total of previous year. So you see, this is the total sum in current year, which is 27 lakh, but against that you are seeing the total of entire 2021. All right, same way, if you notice over here, what you see is this is the total sum for quarter 3 in 2023, but against this, whatever you are seeing is the total sum of 2022. All right, so I just hope that it is clear. Now if you drill it further, still you are going to get the same value. You see, this is the total value for January, but what you seeing over here is the total of 2021. You see, so this is how it works. Now if you want to make some changes into it, right, so you gotta change the interval over here. For example, if I make quarter over here, and then you see what's gonna happen. I'm going back to the year label. I'm so sorry, the video is going a little longer, but just to make it clear to you. Okay, so if you see over here now, what is happening? The current year is for current year the total sum is 90 lakh. Okay, but what you see over here is not exactly the total sum of previous year. Why is that so? Because this is the sum of last quarter. Let me expand it further, and now let's just notice. Okay, let's just notice it over here. Okay, so for that purpose, you see over here 31 lakh 26,872, and what you see over here is the amount from previous quarter. You see, so same way it is happening on quarter level. Now if you want to see it on month level, I just hope that it is becoming simple for you to understand. Just in case of in doubt, hang on, pause the video, put that into the comment section, or maybe you can repeat it, but this is very simple. Okay, now if you see, this is going to be on month level. If you expand it further, and if you compare, for example, over here February, right, we are seeing it for February. So for February the current value is this much, which is 9,02,000, and what you see over here is the value for January. But hang on, let's see, let's make it at the year level. Then the value which you see over here is 98 lakh, which is not the value of previous year. What exactly that value is, let's just see that. All right, so whatever we had, that was the value for previous month. Yes, you're right. Okay, so again, we were getting the value somewhere, current value 98 lakh, right? And for that, against which we were getting some 25 lakh amount, that was for the previous month amount. Okay, not for the current month. So if you observe over here, this is the current amount for the month of September, and what you get over here is the amount for previous month. All right, so I just hope that it is simple for you. Just in case of any doubt, put that into the comment section. Now that we have already spent enough amount of time, and I assume that you have already understood this parallel period. Next thing which I want you to work on is check out this video, same period and last year, and find out what is the difference between both of these two. Okay, and let me know into the comment section what exactly the difference is. Help me understand that. In case if you are not able to figure it out what exactly the difference is, do let me know into the comment section. I'll create another video in which I'll show you the perfect comparison between both of the two. Happy learning. Until then, wish you very all the best.